So we've just spoken about how you can post social media updates each day on your social media channels really easily using Buffer. So in this video, what I'm going to do is show you how you can actually get the content that you post in front of more people by optimizing the social media updates that you send out. Now, Buffer has already done a good job of optimizing some of it for you. Like for example, it's got a nice attractive image that is used here, and an image is actually very important. Making sure you actually use images when you post social media updates, was that's definitely going to have a big impact in making sure people see it, notice it, engage with it, and so on. But one of the other things that you can also do, and this works especially well on Twitter, is tag relevant people in the content that you send out. Because what happens is when you tag them, they'll get a notification and sometimes even an email saying that you've tagged them, and it will also increase the chances that other people that have been tagged in your content will retweet it, engage with it, and share it, and you're going to get in front of more people. We had one client recently where actually a few clients where they've been tagging people like Zero or Receipt Bank or these other larger companies which have quite a big following on Twitter and on social media, and they have then shared their content, and then that accountancy firm has then got in front of thousands more people just by tagging people in the updates that they send out. So you can see here, let's just use these two as an example. So we've got this article here, the 58 best marketing tools to build your strategy in 2017. I could send it out like that and that would be fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I can do is to get even better results is I can have a look at who wrote the article and what publication it appears on. So I can see here on HubSpot, they make it really easy for you. Not all websites are this easy, but on HubSpot, they make it really easy for you, and they give you the Twitter account or the person that wrote the article. So you can see if I click on that, it will load up the person's Twitter account, so Bethany's Twitter account. So I normally just double check, make sure it's the right person. So you can see here that she works at HubSpot, so obviously that is the right person, and I can actually tag her in the post. So I'm going to copy her username, and I'm going to go back to Buffer, and I'm going to edit the post, and I'm going to say the 58 best marketing tools to build your strategy in 2017 by the person that wrote the article. So now she will get tagged in the article. And what I can also do is to take it a step further, and I normally do this if there's enough character space, is tag the publication. So HubSpot, I actually know they have a Twitter account. So I'm just going to go to twitter.com/HubSpot. If you're not sure if they have one, you can usually find it somewhere on their website, or you can just Google it, see if they have one, or search on Twitter. But what I'm also going to do is tag the publication, because if they see it and they retweet it, they probably won't retweet it because they get a lot of people tagging them each day, but there is a chance that they will, and at least as a minimum it will get in front of more people. Then it's just going to increase the chances that more people see your brand and see your business. So I'm going to say that this was by the person and then via HubSpot. So very, very simple. So now when this update goes out, it's going to notify two people, one person and one publication, that we have tagged them and that we've shared their content. So especially if you're sharing other people's content, it's always a good idea to tag them, because that's just going to help them, see you, notice you, and help them also share what you've sent out and just get you in front of more people. And also they'll appreciate it. It's something that if someone was, for example, to share your own content and they tagged you and they shared it on their own social media channel, it's something that you would obviously appreciate that, and you'd thank them and engage with them, and that's what you want to do with social media. You want to get that engagement, you want to get that personal connection with people, so you can build up more awareness and more people can know who you are and what you do and so on. And just by tagging people, it's just a really easy way to do that. So we do this for all our clients as standard. So any clients that we do social media updates for them, we tag them, we do the images, we tag the publication as well. If it's a long social media update and you're running out of space and you're not sure, maybe you can't tag two people in it, what I would then recommend that you do is you tag the person rather than the publication, because if it's a really big publication, chances are it's not. It might get lost basically, or they might not necessarily always see it. But if you tag a person, the chances are much higher that they will see it. So I normally, if I have to choose between tagging the person or the publication, I would always tag the person. And finally, one of the other things you can do is use some hashtags. So I recommend you don't go crazy with the hashtags. In fact, if you didn't even want to do any hashtags, that wouldn't be too much of an issue. Hashtags The only channel I've really seen hashtags make a significant impact is on Instagram, and also if you've got some kind of an event, or you're trying to maybe organize some sort of information together, or there's a lot of people using a specific hashtag at a specific time for a reason, then that's great. Otherwise, hashtag is just a way of people to really see what your content is about, and it can slightly increase the chances that you get your content in front of more people. But recently I haven't seen it, make a massive sort of impact. But there's no harm in doing it, and there's no harm in not doing it. If you just want to get really the best results and make sure your social media update looks as good as possible, I would probably add 1 or 2 hashtags. I wouldn't do more than 3, that's for sure. And I normally aim between 1 or 2, or if I can't really fit a hashtag in, then I probably won't do any. So for this one, I could do maybe the hashtag marketing tips, or hashtag inbound marketing, things that people are likely to use and search for on the social media channels, and as simple as that. And maybe I could do 3, or maybe I can just leave it as 1 or 2, or I could also maybe just hashtag marketing, and maybe I could put marketing tools together and do it like that. So there's all kinds of different ways you can play it. Again, just make sure you don't really do more than 3 hashtags. I could just leave it like that, and maybe hashtag marketing tips and inbound marketing on the end, and that would be absolutely fine. And I can just save it like that and send it out. And what I can then do is I can click on these hashtags and see what kind of results I get, just to know if it's something that people are using. So if there are lots of people using this hashtag, that usually gives me a good indication that's a good hashtag to use, and that's something that I will use. So we normally click on the hashtag and check it as well, just to double check it's something that people use. And we try to use hashtags that other people are using, as again, that increases the chances people see your content. So this is pretty much an almost perfect example of basically a social media update, a tweet that's optimized as much as it probably can be, with hashtags, with tags, and with an image. And if you can replicate the same kind of thing for your own social media updates, you'll also find you get much better results. You'll get much more views, much more engagement. And obviously just doing this once on its own isn't going to have a huge impact, but if you do this for all your social media updates, it makes a big difference. So just something definitely worth keeping in mind if you want to get your social media updates and your brand and your business in front of a lot more people.